So I'm in the car, my mate, right, and we're out the way a little bit, but not too much out the way, do you know what I mean? And we get to this roundabout, and as we get to the roundabout, I'm reading the paper. I've got a paper, and I'm reading the paper. So as I'm reading the paper, my mate just says to me, lads, so he slams on, jumps out the car, runs over to this car, and just starts like giving it to the car, do you know what I mean, trying to open the doors and all. So I'm thinking, no way, it must be like beef, something like that. So I've just been like, wow, so I've just threw the paper down, jumps out, runs over, and as I run to the passenger side, the door's open on the car. So as I've opened the door, I've just threw my leg in and just like, you know what I mean? So it's just gone, bum, 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 bum. Lads, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go. So he runs back to the car, spins off and all that, just proper bears now. And he goes to me, lad, that was a bit heavy. I'm like, what do you mean, lad? Look what you've just done. I said, lad, what did you want me to do? I went, what happens? He went, no, lad, he just wouldn't let me out. I'm like, lad, are you messing? You've just done all that for that. He's like, I never done none, you did. I'm like, lad, you're the one who jumped out the car. You're the one who ran over to it, like it's proper going off, do you know what I mean? I'm like, what are you on about, lad? I said, oh, lad, I said, you know what, that's your first warning, lad. I said, that's your first warning, lad. I said, don't ever do that to me again, lad. He's like, oh, lad, that was just misunderstanding. I was like, lad, a misunderstanding. I said, lad, you carried on like it was a proper arch enemy, lad. So he's like, oh, lad, sorry about that. I'm like, you're messing, you, lad. So we bailed and all that. So again, we're parked up, and we're in his car. We're parked up just off a main road, right? And I'm just preoccupied. So next thing, this kid just jumps out and just sprints. So as he jumps out, I've seen this kid just take chase. So I've thought, so I've just dropped whatever I'm doing. So I've jumped out, so I've chased. So I've took over my mate, and I've grabbed the kid. Now when I've got him, I've just put him in like a sort of like just a chicken, do you know what I mean? And he's going to me, why? I'm like, I don't know, mate. He's going, well, what are you doing? I said, yeah, lad, I don't know. So I've got him, so I've took him round and put him up against this like bus stop in the middle of a main road. There's about 50 people at the bus stop, all just looking at me. This kid saying, please help me. I'm like, oh, lad, what are you on about? I said, just hang on a minute, mate's coming back now, he's coming back. He's going to me, what's it for? I said, lad, I don't know. I said, just wait a minute, lad. And this old woman's going to me, do you want to let go of him? I'm like, love, I can't, he's done something. She's like, what's he done? I said, I don't know. And she's going, are you joking me? I said, no. I said, no. I said, I don't know what he's done something. Mate, it felt like I was there for about 20 minutes. Honest to God, it felt like I was there for about 20 minutes, but a word wasn't there for about 5. Next thing, my mate just comes walking over the road with this like horrified face on him. And I'm like, lad, I've got him. And he's like, lad, what do you mean you've got him? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, lad, let the man go. And I'm like, what? So I've let the kid go. The kid just sprinted down the street. I said to him, mate, lad, what happened there? He went, lad, my bird was selling a pram on Gumtree or something like that. Lad, and he turned up and he was just being cheeky and all that and got off. I'm like, lad, that's your second strike. You are now out, lad, and I'm never helping you again, ever. So then after that, it's about a year later, right? And I've been out in town, so I'm in town and all that. As town's letting out, as we're getting off and all that, my phone's going, phone's me, mate, it's the same lad. He says to me, lads, I need your help. I said, what for, lad? I said, oh, what someone's done, lad? Looked at it the wrong way. He's like, no, lad, no, I'm in this party, lad, there's loads of them and all that. This kid's on the doors and all that, lad, he's just, it's going off. I said, oh, we'll get out the party then. He said, I can't, it's my bird's party. I said, you've got all lads in your bird's house? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'll be there in a bit. So I'm thinking, here we go. So jumps in a taxi, only on my own as well. Jumps in a taxi, flies down to his pads. As he gets out the pads, there's this kid standing outside on his phone. So I thought, I'm not going to be all like, do you know what I mean? I'm going to be sounds. So it's just this random kid. So I said, what's happening, lads? He went, what, lad? I said, weird. I said, what's your name, lads? He went, Donald Duck. So I was gone, yeah, see you later. So he's just been dropped, right? So I've walked to this party and now I'm thinking, I hope there isn't loads of me, because if there is, we're just going to get proper dealt with here, mate. Walks in and there's this kid and he's still got his doorman uniform on from the night. And he's like dead like loud, like, what's happening, lad? Yes, first thing he said is a work on the doors. I said, yeah, what bar do you work on? He told me, my mate's the head doorman on that bar. He doesn't know my mate's the head doorman on this bar by now. So I already know everything sounds, I already know it sounds. So I walks in and says to me, what's going on? He's like, oh no, everyone's sound. I said, so what am I here for then, lad? And some kids were like, what are you here for? So I said, what? I said, who are you talking to, lad? He's like, you? I said, yeah. I said, yeah, come in the garden a minute, lad. And he's like, what? I said, come in the garden. Next thing, this door lad comes over and he goes, oh, listen, lad, listen, no need for all that. I've had a bad night. I said, what do you mean you've had a bad night? He said, well, I was on the door and mentioned this bar again. And everyone left me on the door. I said, who left you on the door, lad? He said, well, you know, the head doorman and all that. He doesn't know that the head doorman's my mate. I'm like, the head doorman on that bar left you. What do you mean? He went, well, they all went inside to do something, which just wouldn't happen. He said, next thing, this car's pulled up. These kids have got out and just started letting off. I said, what? Like letting off? He's like, yeah. I said, I do. He's like, at me, lad. I said, so, how are you still alright? He went, nah, lad, I dodged it. I went, you dodged it? He went, lad, he let about 5 I was just like, bam, 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 bam. And just, honest to God, just turned into John Wick or the Matrix. And I was like, lads, what are you on about? I said, what are you on about, mate? I said, what are you on about? I said, you shouldn't be talking like that, you know. And he's like, well, you know what I mean? He went, well, I've just saved you. I said, you've just saved me from him. And he went, well, I said, all right. I said, here's what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to go in the garden with your mate now, right? I'm going to absolutely teach him a lesson. I'm going to come in, I'm going to teach you a lesson. I said, but first of all, watch this. Phones me mate on the phone, who's the head doorman in the bar. Shows me phone, he said, you know what that is? And he just gone white. I said, has someone just been to your bar there, letting off and all that? He went, what are you on about, lad? I said, I'm with your mate here now, who works in the doors for you. He's just told me that he was on the door. Yous have all left him. These kids have come, started letting off and all that. And he's going to me, lads, what are you on about? I'm like, yeah, I'll speak to your mate, lad. I said, yeah, there's your mate. The lad's just gone proper white. He's going, all right, lads. And my mate on the phone's going, who's this? And he's going, it's me, lad. I've just been working with. Then he's like, who, lads? Didn't even recognise his voice, you know what I mean? He went, what are you talking about, me and my company? And why are you talking about us in a bad light like that? He's going, lad, you know, he's my mate who you're talking to there, you know. And the kid's just gone proper white. I'm like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. The kid's beard is just like, oh my God, just face palming himself. So I've been like, oh, lad, I said, so there's you out of any trouble in it. And my mate on the door went, my mate who's the head's on went, lad, you know, if anyone does anything to him in there, watch what happens, lad. He said he was going to be, lad, you're only like number 7 on the door. Lad, you're only a standing because someone was off. What are you on about? I'm just like, oh my God, this is getting weird. So as I walked out, he said, yeah, your mate just said he saved me there to the kid. The kid's gone white because he's heard everything that's getting said. I'm like, yeah, come in the garden, lad. He's like, what? I said, come in the garden. I said, you just said to me there. I said, yeah, come in the garden. I said, I'm only on my own, lad. I said, I've turned up to the party and everybody has gone white. So, I mean, mate, whose house it was, whose bird's house it was going to me, oh, lads. And I said to him, listen, lad, I said, you need to shut your mouth as well. I said, I've just proper stood on for you. I've just come down here on my own after the 2 other things you've done to me. And now this the 3rd one. I've got here, lad, you've got a big firm of clowns in your house. I said, do you know what? I said, everyone just get out the house. I said, leg it now, all yous. And the lads who wants to go in the garden, as he's walked out, just whipped him up, just pushed him off the step. Never even done a thing, just got up and picked himself up. I said, just get off all you, just do one now, just slam the door on him. Turned around, says, mate, phone me a taxi now. I said, lad, you are proper messing. I said, don't you ever call on me again for anything, lad. I said, you're a fucking joke, lad.